Hey there, and welcome to the channel. And it's been a while since we covered up a launchpad project, especially the one with an average ROI ATH of 197x. So let's just keep it up short. Please welcome OxBull, our review, our opinion, 100% of the information and 100% of non-financial advice. So let's just get going already. OxBull is a startup incubator and launchpad on Binance Smart Chain and Solana, developed for tech enthusiasts by tech enthusiasts. They've launched in February 2021, and ever since, they're helping startups with necessary funding and media attention to kickstart their project in the most efficient way possible, and as they say, creating the world's greatest blockchain community. But seemingly anonymous as their teammates, which is kind of a bummer. They're mainly focused on four main areas, which is DeFi, NFT, general projects, and deep tech. The list of their partners you can find on their website or here on the screen somewhere. And by now they have a pretty solid community of 101k followers on Twitter, which is kind of a good sign in here. So let's speak about their token economy. And OxBull features two native tokens, which is OXB and OXS, which are kind of the same but different blockchain, Binance Smart Chain and Solana relatively. So I'll speak about OXB mainly. OXB is a utility token on the ecosystem and a key factor in the incubation process. And also it is a governance token. So let's see these token stats on CoinMarketCap and let's see all that it offers right now. So at the time of recording, OxBull Tech costs $5.8 and its market cap is 43 millions, and we can see the value and circulating supply of 7.5 millions of OXB, which is 75% of the max supply of 10 millions, which is kind of shows us the potential to growth. And the OXS, OxBull Solana token features $1.6 at the moment of recording, and their market cap and circulating supply is hidden for some reasons. I don't know, maybe they're going to add that later. So speaking about OXB token structure, their total supply, as I said before, is 10 million, and OXB is divided into 8 main sections, which is kind of a good sign here. Obviously there's a lot of potential for further growth. And most importantly, to stress that they have cool, solid project to kickstart, and I think what will drive the token uphill. By the way, you can even earn rewards while holding OXB tokens, which is super great. And it happens because OXB is a reflection token, and holders earn passive rewards through the redistribution of 2% fees across all the transactions within their ecosystem. Their distribution is governed by smart contracts, obviously, and is reflected in real time in holders' balance. And also, holders of a fixed minimum number of OXB will have early access to upcoming ideas on the launchpad, helping to finance and support the growth of new upcoming ideas. So speaking of ideas, how do actually investors get their slots for IDO in OxBull? And let's talk about their tier system then. OxBull features 3 main tier for investors. Their tier 1 is guaranteed slot for IDO, their tier 2 whitelist slot for IDO, and the third tier is public sale. Well, it's pretty much the standard structure, but what's unique in here is how you get into these tiers. So initially there was OXB staking system on the platform that enabled you to participate in upcoming launchpad projects. However, after a while, the team has noticed that communities are perplexed whether to stake and earn APY or hold them in wallet and earn the reflection rewards. So that's why they introduced smart staking, where OXB users only need to hold OXB tokens in their wallet to be qualified for IDOs while earning the reflection rewards. It's important to stress that investors should enable smart staking on the website on smart stake section. So you need to select a project and ensure that the minimum required value is always maintained before the IDO launch. So I have a nice little picture right here depicting all the tiers and all the conditions. So let's start with the tier 1. So tier 1 gets us a guaranteed high allocation, and it's approximately 85% of the max capital being raised in general, and a guaranteed participation of the IDO token. Investors should be required to be holding via smart stake 8,000 OXB tokens, or holding via smart stake 4,000 OXB/BUSD LP for at least 5 days prior to the project launch. And it's important that it's a must to enable smart staking. So all the qualified investors have a pre-allocated time, a 9-hour purchase window, which is super great. The second tier gets us a guaranteed medium allocation, and it's approximately 10% of the max capital being raised in general. And the investors that want to participate in here should hold via smart stake in between 1,000 OXB to 4,000 OXB 5 days prior IDO to be qualified. And it's also important to enable smart staking. And if you happen to miss the staking deadline, there is no worries, as there is a time lock farm that still will be available up until the day before the project launch, where investors still will be allowed to participate in the IDO, but the stake funds will be locked for 7 days. So investors in this time lock farm will not earn APY, but still will be able to get into IDO. So as we can assume, to get into the guaranteed allocation, you have to have quite a sum. But despite that, I think for investors in OxBull, it seems like it was totally worth it, as they get a quite high return of investment of the launch project on OxBull. So again, it is important to stress that qualification for tier 1 and tier 2 requires the enabling smart contracts. So if the investor has not enrolled in smart staking but has the required number of holdings, so they won't be able to get into tiers whatsoever. So that's super important. And the tier 3 is whitelisting program. It is a small allocation of the IDO tokens, and interested investors only need to hold, not smart stake, a minimum of 50 OXB tokens in their wallet, and also complete a whitelisting form and requirements 1 day prior to the project launch to have a chance to qualify for the IDO, obviously. The free sale pool will be open to the public after the allocated time for tier 1 and the second one investor end. So the contributions are on first come first service basis, so that's pretty straightforward in here. There is also a raffle that opens up prior to the sale, where you can purchase a ticket to have a chance to win a place in tier 2. So each ticket costs 3 OXB tokens and can be bought as many times as you want to increase your chance to getting in. But if you lose, note that there is no refund for that whatsoever. This whitelisting qualification generally incentivizes the more active investors and users that are on Telegram and Twitter, but you should always refer to the project whitelisting requirements to get these full details. By the way, each sale is followed by an official Medium post or a Telegram announcement where all the specific details of pre-sales are provided prior to the project being launched. And so IDO models can change depending on the nature and the requirements of each project, which means that you should always have to stay tuned and check their announcements, which honestly to me feels a bit weird. Like, why didn't they just put all of these things on the website? I honestly don't know. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. Okay, so main question here is, how does all of this work? So let's see that on the live example of an IDO on OxBull, and we have a surprise IDO OXB/OXS tokens of the project called HBarPod, and I believe I've pronounced that right. I've made all these screenshots regarding the process, and let's just deconstruct that brick by brick of how this follows. So firstly, we connect a MetaMask wallet, and there is no need to pass KYC, which is super great. And we have here all the staking information regarding the project. So we have here IDO qualification and current IDO, and we have on the left tier 1 with LPs. So the minimum stake here is 0.15 LPs. And on the right, we have tier 1 OXB with minimum stake of 7840 OXB. So it's all to be open because the sale hasn't started yet. Next, we have the second tier, and we have a minimum stake of OXB is 980, and it's also to be opened. And on the right, there's tier 2 OXB time locked that I've mentioned previously. And we have here what OXB balance we have in our wallet, and we can enter amount of tokens that we want to stake in here. So let's move to feature pools, and we have here ongoing sales that are happening right now and all these sales in the past. And we have this HBAR pod sale, the tier 1, the tier 2, and the third one. And at this moment, the sale is about to start, so it opens up in 3 minutes, and the pending bar is not filled in yet. And the tier 3 features the allocation of 10 BUSD. So let's actually stress that. So the second picture shows us the ongoing IDO that is happening right now, and we have this opening window for tier 2, and it's 47 minutes left on my snapshot, and the progress is almost filled in. And the third tier is not open yet. And finally, we have the finalized, the ended IDO of HBAR. So we can see all of these lines closed, all these ended. And I believe that's it, how all the IDOs are happening in here. And also, I wanted to show you this raffle system that I've told you before. And we have a chance to win the second tier of 4,000 OXB slot. So we can purchase these tickets for 3 OXB each, and we have like 66 tickets sold. So we can buy these tickets, and if you win, it's like a free allocation for you just in front of here. So you might be wondering, well, that's about Binance Smart Chain, and you've said that there are Solana events. But as I've said previously, it's actually pretty much the same system, except there is a different token, OXS, and a project with certain conditions. So all previously said will be applicable on Solana Launchpad projects as well. And I'm pretty sure that if you're interested, you'll certainly get in. Okay, as I said in the beginning, the average ROI ATH on all projects they've launched before is 197x. So let's take that and see if it's true or not. And as far as I can tell, everything looks kind of good in here. So they have nice number of return of investment, a lot of X right here. So their own token, OxBull, raised 130x. Space Cowboy is their native NFT project or friendly one whatsoever. It's 17x. We have Crypto Blades 72, Altura NFT 838, and Cakecoin, look at that, 2969x. So it's just so rich of ROI. A lot of these projects having really successful launch right here. Well, obviously it depends on the project, because Binance Smart Chain usually get high rewards, higher attention, but mainly it depends on the project, as I said before. And it seems like if the project is going to be launched on OxBull, it's going to be rock solid. So wrapping that up, I think OxBull really earned themselves a name of a reputable and stable launchpad platform, because all the projects that are going to be listed and kickstarted on that, they're really getting what they're after. But I think not everything is that shiny, and I'd still stress some flaws in here. Like, they've not updated their roadmap and the website for a while, and there is not intuitive, especially for newcomers, interface and the info to get into the upcoming launchpad projects and the current ideas. So you always have to be pinned down to these OxBull socials. Well, maybe this is their strategy, but to me it feels like a bit of a lack of user friendliness, I suppose. But the final result is what really matters in here in this field. And if they'll keep up with the trends, helping really nice and fine projects to launch, I think they'll continue their trend of doing everything right. Okay, thank you for watching. And if you like videos like this, please like and subscribe it, and leave a comment if you liked it or not. And stay tuned, do your own research, and see you soon.